Hey guys, this is look 1 of the 3 in my Killer Clown series. So if you enjoy this video, be sure to check out the others. Shorty is my favorite, so I couldn't help but start with him. Let's get into it. Begin with gluing my eyebrows down, painting my arms and chest with Wolfe Hydrocolor in yellow. Then added stripes around my arms in red Hydrocolor, basically replicating Shorty's costume in the movie. Put the headpiece on that I made ahead of time, and take a second to get a good laugh about how ridiculous it looks. Anyone interested in the head build process, there's a link to a video in the description box. Glue the edges down with Telesis 8F silicone adhesive. Stipple a thin layer of latex to blend into the skin, then stippled a few layers of prosade over the area. Applied multiple layers of Mehron Paradise paint in white on the neck and exposed face. Once it looks opaque enough, grab Skin Illustrator Grunge palette, then added a spatter of the color Soot over the newly painted area. Follow that up with a spatter of Dark Brun by Skin Illustrator. Lastly, a spatter of Capillary out of the Skin Illustrator American Horror Story palette. Using the white Mehron and sketched out the eyelids, markings, and mouth. This is the only clown I did this with. By the time I did Rudy and Fatso, I got more confident and totally skipped this step. With light blue Hydrocolor by Wolfe, paint in the markings around the eyes. Then for the eyes, use Mehron StarBlend in purple, applying it wet. At this point, I only did a quick pass over that because I'm going to come back to it later. Put Wolfe Hydrocolor in red on the cheeks and created the lips. Follow that with using Cajun red from Skin Illustrator around the mouth so it would stay put. Jump back to the Mehron purple and added some more pigment and made it more solid. Started sketching out wrinkles around the face with Mehron StarBlend in Monster Gray, applying this with a wet brush. Even drew the lip separation and elongated the eyelids. Airbrush shadows with Skin Illustrator Soot, basically going over the same areas I just drew with the wrinkle lines. Also darkened inside the ears. Next, take Skin Illustrator Dark Brun and airbrush the temple areas and the deepest part of the inner eye. Also added some squiggling around the larger open areas of the head. Brightened up some of the areas of the light blue where it got a little too dark. Using Mehron Black StarBlend and a dry brush, darkened the low areas. And add some shadow under the lip. Also created wrinkles in the eye area. Switching to a fluffy brush and creating some larger shadow spaces. Using white Mehron, started to add some soft highlights on all the wrinkles. Then a quick spritz of Skin Illustrator Zero Marble Sealer. And continued with the white. Applied a wash of the light blue Hydrocolor over the wrinkle area to brighten it. Follow that up with using some Wolfe Black Hydrocolor to really carve out those deep points. Back to the white Mehron for some more soft highlights. To get brighter highlights, I moved on to Skin Illustrator White for more opaque coverage. Going around the face and punching up the contrast with the white. Grabbed the black Hydrocolor and a thin brush and added some finer detail in all the deep areas. With the pink Wolfe Effects Hydrocolor, add some soft dimension to the purple. Using Mehron Monster Gray and a soft brush, blend in some soft shadows. To better tie in the ears to the face, used black Mehron and shaded the inner areas, and also anywhere else it was needed. In this step, I did stop and do a quick pass of Zero Marble Sealer. Back to the light blue Hydrocolor to brighten the areas of the wrinkle shading. Put in some green contact lenses I got from Contact Lens Hub. Then color in the waterline with NYX Professional Makeup Jumbo Eye Pencil, then smudge it out with a brush. Added some purple color and shaded closer to the eye to tie it all in. Applied some black Skin Illustrator to the inner part of my mouth. Followed that with highlights on the cheeks and mouth using white Illustrator. Even added some extra ones in random areas. Blended some black Mehron under the brow to give it a more 3D appearance. Added some to the lower lip. Pop in last highlights with some Skin Illustrator White. Making sure to put some on the ears to really tie it all in. Now onto the collar. Took a sheet of craft foam and cut out the neck hole and the scallop bottom detail. Put it on a form and applied a thin layer of white craft glue to seal it. This way it will take paint better. Painted the blue base with basic acrylic. Started to create some of the shadows and the fold details. Decided to paint on the form because it gives me a better idea of how it's going to look on. Airbrush the shadows and highlights using Createx paint. Then went in and hand painted the rest, making sure to have stark highlights and shadows for contrast to match the clowns. For this project, I wanted to mix 2D and 3D elements, so instead of painting the pom-poms, I bought some from the store and went ahead and hot glued them on. And I attached the collar with some tape and put on the nose. Now you're ready to clown around. Thanks for sticking around. As I said in the intro, this is one of a 3-part series. The links to Rudy and Fatso videos are in the description below. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you on the next one.